Do you like Dragon Age Origins? Are you fond of the Warhammer timeline? Does my Widow's Peak strike fear in the enemies of the Emperor? If you said yes to any of those questions, then you probably haven't clicked away. Hi guys, my name is John the Yapper, and today we're going to be talking about Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. Now, is this game worth playing in 2025? I'm going to just cut to the chase for you guys. It absolutely is. That way, if that was your question that you wanted to ask and you just were like curious, is it worth playing? Absolutely. But if you would like to formulate your own opinion, we're going to go through. I'm going to teach you some of the mechanics, kind of run through the gist of the game. I'm going to completely try to hide the story from you to not include any spoilers. And, well, hopefully you can draw your own conclusion and you enjoy the video. So, if you like some turn-based strategy combat, this game, I think, is one of the best options for you right now. It is free with the Xbox Game Pass, but let's talk a little bit more about the game as a whole. So, I am probably going to move my overlay here. This is what the character kind of menu looks like. This is what your inventory is kind of going to check around. Every bit of item, there are obviously there's different weapons. You can have two selections of weapons. My character is an operator, so he prioritizes using a sniper rifle. Pardon me, I had to get a little comfortable there. So he primarily uses the solid projectiles, which is sniper rifles, things like that. And you have all of these characteristics, which are kind of like stats. If you're familiar with Fallout, that's what these are going to be. Weapon skill, ballistic strength, ballistic skills, toughness, agility, intelligence, perception, willpower, fellowship. Those are like your main ones, your special, if you will. And then you have your skills, which are right down here. You can learn the abilities through your weapons. There is dodge percentage, and it is parry percentage. Essentially, if you like playing Dungeons and Dragons, this is basically a digital version of that in the Warhammer universe. If you are not well versed in the Warhammer timeline, that is no big deal. It doesn't really affect anything in the long run. I actually think you learn more into it. I'm just now starting to learn about the Primarchs, as well as the Horus, his heresy, so I'm super excited about that. Pardon me if I said any of that wrong. So my character goes with kind of a light build. You have cloaks, basic feet, boots, different items you can equip, and the whole idea is that you are the rogue trader. Basically, you are a merchant for the Empire, if you will. One of the higher-ups, Lord Captain, is what a lot of people call you. It's very interesting kind of getting to know that. His name is J-Train, like the familiar The Boys. I put a little J instead of the A. There's items in the game that you can use during combat. This is your item section. And you have a bunch of different companions. You can have 6 companions in your party at the exact same time. These are just a few selections that I have. They all do level up with you. So if I get a new companion and I'm level 17, but that companion stays hidden, they still level up with you, which I think is a big thing. And all of so their weapon skills and all of this kind of stacks with the party. Well, not the weapon skills. Let me explain. So if you have a character, so there are a lot of skill checks and dialogue checks in this game. Perception, here we'll go through the skills real quick. So like persuasion, medicate, it primarily goes off of your skills, not your characteristics. So essentially, if someone is being a little tricky in a conversation and they need persuasion, it will base it off of your party's highest persuasion, and which I think is really nice. And again, it kind of goes into the D&D-esque style of this game. This game is awesome, and I'm just gonna try to go through a couple things for you. So bear with me, and hopefully by the end of this, if you haven't played the game, you'll be able to check it out. Again, free on Game Pass, which is so amazing. So moving around, and if you can kind of tell, this is the ship that you kind of start off with. Not start off with, you build yourself up to it, and you have all of your different crew members. All of them kind of relax on the ship, and you can talk to them at any point in time if you ever so your heart desires. You have the Expedition 33 Paintress reference. I don't want to show the characters. I think that's something that you guys should kind of do yourself. If you get into this game, check it out. I don't want to spoil a lot of it because this game is really fun going in blind, so I'm going to try to do no spoilers through it. But you have your Expedition 33 reference, the Paintress right there. Basically your soldier. You have your Mama Murphy, my sugar mama, Robo Pal. If you ever played Star Wars The Old Republic, there's your Sith Lord Inquisitor, and then your right-hand man. We're going to talk to Abelard, so you can kind of see how the dialogue kind of works in these kinds of games. So, not all characters have the dialogue speaking lines, and I think that's one of the things that I really like about this game is because you do get a lot of reading. It's actually helped me kind of understand big, and it sounds dumb so many times as I say it, but it helps me understand bigger words, and it's kind of nice to sit down and instead of hearing things back and forth, it keeps my brain working. So you can kind of see how the dialogue works. And then you get to pick all of these different dialogue options. Let's talk about some... I've already kind of gone through all of this, and I recommend you do too. Going in here, you ask questions, which some of them will get you some more lore, and some of them, hopefully we can kind of see it. Hold on. Maybe we can get one. I don't want to... Okay, so, but sometimes... selecting specific dialogue options can kind of move you into different little hidden areas in the lore, and it'll unlock different missions. So one other thing that I really wanted to talk about, which is I would say the reputation, kind of, but not the reputation that we have right here. All characters on your team have biographies, and it actually gives you a recap of your historical events, which is kind of why I think this game more goes into Dragon Age Origins rather than a little bit of Mass Effect. I do love both games, and they're super amazing. If you haven't played those, I will talk about those as well. Check them out. But Dogmatic, which is more of your For the Emperor, Heretical, you're crazy, you're evil, and I cannot wait to do a heretical playthrough. I already am planning to make another playthrough. And then the Iconoclast, which is basically your Paragon. Renegade, Paragon, For the Emperor, neutral, everyone should kind of be like this. The more you progress through one of them, these two get locked off. For example, once whenever I hit Courage of Steel, then these will be locked at rank 2 and then rank 2, which means I'm going into the Iconoclast, which kind of goes into nobody's a good guy in the Warhammer universe, which is very right. All of your companions have their own levels of it, which doesn't really help that much, except for the fact that because it's a party system, if you go here to Mama Murphy, you're going to look here and it's going to say Heretical 2. There's going to be some dialogue options that are going to say you need a Heretical 2 companion, or you need a Dogmatic 3 companion, or just a Dogmatic companion required, and it kind of, if that makes any sense. Some companions help you through some encounters, some companions don't help you through some encounters. It encourages you to kind of mix and match, figure out who you don't have, figure out who you need in the next games. So, you're probably wondering, dude, John, you gotta level up your characters. What's going on with them? I would be more than happy to talk to you about that. So, when it comes to leveling up, every single one of these characters have their own skill tree. I know. Settle down. Don't get too excited. That is something that I really, really love. You can build them however you want. You could basically create a brand new character with the exact same style as these characters, and they can basically do the exact same moves, give or take. There are obviously some character differences, but for example, this is an officer. We have an operative, and she's a psyker, which is basically scary mage. Warrior, psyker warrior. Then we have another officer, operative, soldier, and then warrior in different classes, which then can stem, and I'll click one of these, and this is what it basically does here. And actually, what's really good is we can level up. So let's go level up real quick. Let's level up my main character. So I am an operative, am I operative? Whatever. I'm going into the bounty hunter archetype, which all of these stem into 3. I wish I saved one, but they stem into 3 different separate type of archetypes that you can kind of change and then go into the exemplar. Essentially kind of diversifying your class and your team and making it so they have a lot more versatility to an extent. So right here, I'll show you kind of what it does. Now, we don't have okay, perfect. It's choose a talent. That's exactly what I wanted. You can pick any of these that aren't in red. Any of them. And it just keeps on going that way. Sometimes you'll get to upgrade a skill. Sometimes you'll get to equip a new skill. But whenever it comes to talents, you can upgrade any of these. Any of them. I'm very fond, and I will just say this real quick, is it will not die. Increase wounds by half of the character's level, rounded up. So what this is essentially going to do is increases my character's health. I'm assuming, depending on how it works, so I'm 17, so what, 8, 9, one of those two, it's going to increase, and that's how much more health I have. That's more HP for whenever I take damage, and it just goes into some really fun things like that. I just thought I'd show an example. There are special abilities as well, which kind of go into your perk points. Features right here, and these all vary. It all just basically depends on how you want to play your character. My whole goal is to consistently apply debuffs and then do lots of damage, expose weakness, and now analyze enemies. My Abelard, he basically charges in, it does a lot of damage. If I need a bunch of enemies killed, I send him in. Argenta, you know, she's my run and gunner. She's my warrior. She has a bolter, a burst rifle in her hand, and just goes do do do. Crazy work. And it all just kind of starts to vary, and I really, really recommend if you like very nice, and I would say for the most part, niche strategy games, this is a really good option for you. So, you're probably wondering, okay, John, you've talked about a couple things. Can I see some gameplay? Absolutely. But instead of just diving directly into the plain Jane gameplay, what are we going to do? I'm going to show you one of my least favorite features, so maybe somebody else can kind of like it. Now, this kind of is a double-edged sword. I'm going to try to show you two different combat encounters. One is going to be a time skip. Maybe I have the webcam on, maybe I don't. But one I'm going to be able to show you real quick. So, not only does... This is where I kind of like what this does more than Mass Effect, and I'm a big BioWare guy. We're going to go in here. This is the map, right? And personally, I love it. So, what this green means is this is a safe route for me to go. This yellow means it is an unsafe route. This one, it means it is definitely not safe, which means I can take damage or run into... I don't know. I have no clue. I've never ran into something like that. Mind you guys, I'm only in chapter 2, so I have not beaten the game entirely, but I just thought that this game was just too good, and I don't see enough people talking about it or playing it or even going live on it that I'm worried that some people just don't know it exists. So anyway, we're going to show you some space combat, and I'm going to show you kind of how the space warfare kind of works in this game. So, for starters, it's the same thing. Point and click, you explore. Now, let's say right here, this means that this planet has not explored because this has jungle world. Let's go click it. Let's figure out what happens. Okay, so most of the time whenever you run into this encounter, if you are not hit with some random encounters by your crew, you can begin the scan. Similar to Mass Effect. And then now we have Adamite. Now I need extractums. I almost thought I said extractiums. I need extractums to slap that bad boy right there so I can mine this resource, which can build when you're going to run into some random encounters. Maybe we run into one right here. You might be able to use those resources to build a colony if you find some people on there. Some planets have some gear for you to pick up. Some planets don't. Now, one of probably the least favorite thing that I have in the game is going to be the space combat. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't like it. I don't care if that makes people upset. I think it's stupid. I will keep doing it, but I don't like it. And this is kind of where the choices pop in. A report shows up on your personal... I almost goofed that immediately. Not gonna read it. I'm in too deep. Unknown ships are towering the interstellar sextant. A cargo ship belonging to one of Footfall's wealthiest traders. It looks like the pirates have bitten off more than they can chew and have now been forced to drag the ship to a more secluded place where they can plunder it undisturbed. It's really hard reading out loud, but I'm still gonna do it for you guys. Now we could just attack the pirates or pass them by. We could pass them by. Let's attack those pirates. They're taking a shift. As soon as they see you, they escort ship chains into battle at once, while the captive sextant powers up its warp engines. Unless you interrupt the preparation for the jump, the cargo ship will forever vanish beyond the veil and immaterium, along with all the riches it's carrying. So now we're gonna show you. I'm gonna show you guys some space combat, and this is unedited, raw realness. Well, it's gonna be edited now, but in the process of recording this, it's unedited, baby. Okay, so what I don't like about this combat system is the fact that it's so... Oh, wow. It's so goofy, I said. So, this is kind of what it shows throughout most of the combat systems. I feel like it's always like an old RPG MMO. It kind of has that old feel to it. So we gotta destroy this guy, obviously. That's what the mission says we need to do. So, we're gonna teleport through this. I'm not even gonna try to put on an act. I hate these missions. I do not like them at all. But as a man of the people, I must give a solid review. Oh, it's so close. I thought he was just gonna ram me. I thought he was just gonna go crazy and just ram me. Now, the torpedoes I can control. So if I can twist them over to the side, we'll be goated. No! No! Stop shooting me! We gotta destroy the ship before it warps away. Alright, we move here. We need to stop this ship immediately. This is the SS Yum Yum. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. We go. Now I'm new to the space combat. It's like my third one. Perfect. Get him! Yeah! It's my first time the torpedoes have ever hit the entire time I played this game. Holy moly. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited now. Oh, but now I'm worried. Oh no. How many moves do we have until they run away? Oh no. Oh my gosh. Oh, am I not gonna get lucky? Was that an explosion thing? Yeah. 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 Okay, so I thought I'd show just a little bit of the combat in there, and now I think we're going to show you a little bit of the in-person combat. If I can manage to find any, that'll be the only part that that'll be a little difficult to find. But once whenever I get some, that's what we'll go from there. Well, there you guys go. I have shown you a little bit of gameplay, kind of explained how the game kind of operates, as well as factions, story, and different characters. You can romance in this game. Unfortunately, I'm only in Chapter 2, but this game is totally worth it. I definitely have been enjoying it, and again, it is free on Xbox Game Pass. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you did enjoy this video, please do like and subscribe. It really means a lot to me. Have a blessed rest of your day, guys. Peace out.